All right, major breaking news. Trump's Attorney General Pam Bondi was scrambling to clean up a mess today after there was a leaked recording of her talking about the Epstein tapes, talking about over 10,000 videos of children, and trying to justify the delayed release of the Epstein files. Now, the most egregious part of all of this is this was recorded on a secret undercover camera, and it was a sting operation done by a nanny or somebody playing a nanny, and Pam Bondi divulged this secret information to just a random person in a cafe. Now, this sting operation was run by far-right journalist James O'Keefe. Keep in mind, James O'Keefe is not reputable. He's not a good journalist. He's not even a journalist whatsoever. He misrepresents many, many stories and ruins lives. But we do have a short, authenticated clip that I would like to play and break down for you. This 5-second clip is true. It is real. This is Attorney General Pam Bondi, if you've never seen her. She comes out of Florida. The Trump administration has embraced her very, very rapidly, and she's embraced the Trump administration. I mean, before we even dig into that, there was a bigger Pam Bondi story that released today that I'd like to walk you through. So this article from January reads, Pam Bondi's extensive lobbying for wealthy special interests in foreign government poses serious conflict of interest. She was a registered Qatar agent. This reads, Pam Bondi is a registered lobbyist with the Washington, D.C. based firm Ballard Partners, and has represented wealthy special interests in foreign governments, presenting serious potential conflicts of interest if she is confirmed as Attorney General. This article reads, how Pam Bondi will get round the Constitution to give Trump a free flying palace. Attorney General Pam Bondi gave President Trump the green light to accept a $400 million flying palace as a gift from Qatar. Now, ABC News reported that the Qatar royal family is expected to gift Trump a Boeing 747 when he visits. But check this out. Sources told ABC Trump will utilize the jet until the end of his presidency, then it will be discarded. That has to be a massive security leak or risk. That has to be a massive security risk. I mean, sources added that Bondi even provided a legal memorandum addressing the matter to a White House counsel last week. Pam Bondi has been a registered lobbyist for Qatar. President-elect Donald Trump's new pick for Attorney General once earned $100,000 a month, actually $115,000 a month as a registered foreign lobbyist for the Qatari government. After all of this happened, after all of this corruption happened, someone tweeted out, I've told you many times about the Qatari influence in the White House. This is a Trump supporter who's turning on them. Guess who wrote the legal opinion approving the Qatari gift to Trump? Pam Bondi. Guess who Pam Bondi worked for? The government of Qatar. Now, Qatar is actively funding Hamas, and now we're seeing Trump and Netanyahu showing signs of division, which, whatever you think of the war, you can put that aside. You can think that's a good thing, you can think that's a bad thing. I want to point out the open corruption at play between the governments here. So, Pam Bondi was caught in this shop talking to a random nanny, somebody playing a random nanny, which number one is a huge breach of national security. But then when she got wind of this tape, she came out and she tried to preemptively explain what was going to happen. I mean, listen to her trying to explain in this press conference.
James Comer said yesterday that all the Epstein files are missing. They still haven't heard from you.
No, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now. The FBI is diligently going through that. I haven't seen that statement, but I'll call him later and find out.
Okay, and then we get this video released not long after.
Do you know when the Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon. The FBI's been...
Okay,
so,
any dates?
No, you know what it is? There are tons of thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So they have to go through every one.
Okay, James O'Keefe, who's on screen right now, is a piece of shit. But the fact that Pam Bondi, our Attorney General, is divulging secret intel to a random person in a coffee shop is wild. The fact that this is her justification for not releasing at least part of the Epstein files, which I'm not somebody who ever delves into conspiracy theories. I don't think that the Epstein files will contain some silver bullet on a bunch of Hollywood elite cabal members, but I do know there has been proven evidence that Trump's names are somewhere in the file, somewhere on the flight list. And, you know, I'm going to be charitable. Trump's name being on the Epstein flight list isn't in and of itself indicative of something bad. There are many celebrities who rode on that flight. for non-pedophilic reasons. That's not me trying to defend that. I'm just saying there are many celebrities who were not just involved with Epstein for pedophilia reasons. Epstein was a very, very well-connected man. That being said, Donald Trump and Epstein have been seen at many parties together. Epstein called Donald Trump his best friend. There are reports of a young woman, not just reports, one of the young women was met Epstein at Mar-a-Lago and then was subsequently groomed and raped. Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein reportedly picked up women together. Those are the pieces of evidence that you can put together to create a pretty convincing story. Yet all of a sudden, Pam Bondi and the rest of the MAGA Republicans are slightly less interested in the Epstein files now that there are reports that Trump's name are in them. And, I mean, look at this person. He said, Attorney General Pam Bondi has once again delayed the release of the files. I wonder if there's any particular reason for the delay. And with all of these photos of Ghislaine Maxwell and Trump at parties, talking to women, you could paint a pretty convincing picture. Just imagine if it was the reverse. Imagine if a Democratic president was reported to be on the Epstein files and he came into power and delayed the release. And while that was happening, his attorney general, who was, by the way, a foreign lobbyist for Qatar, greenlit a $400 million flying palace from the royal family of Qatar. This isn't even hypothetical. Trump did this. But just imagine if you flipped the name and it was Biden, Republicans' heads would literally explode because there's a difference of expectation between parties. Imagine if there was a Biden coin and then a Jill Biden coin, Jill coin or whatever the hell. They did that. There was a Trump coin and a Melania coin. And throughout all of this, the corruption just goes. I mean, let's see what James O'Keefe has to say.
Officials have spoken about the, quote, mountain of evidence in the Epstein case, but they've never, previous to that moment, acknowledged on the existence of videos of, quote, little kids.
And the crazy thing is, Pam Bondi then came out and again tried to preemptively get ahead of this story.
Just a few days later, at 2 p.m. on May 1st, our reporter sent the AG's office the text of the recording. We asked why this detail had not been disclosed to the public, but was instead being told to a random stranger at a restaurant. The Attorney General used almost the exact same language as she did with the stranger in the restaurant, language that we shared with her press office.
Very, very peculiar. The Trump administration is not running a tight ship. Apparently, Trump doesn't even show up for most of his intelligence briefings, and it shows. It definitely shows. One more time, Pam Bondi's extensive lobbying for wealthy special interests in foreign government poses serious conflict of interests. And I'm going to leave it at that. Her conflict of interest is on glaring display for the whole world, especially after this Boeing 747-8 was gifted to Trump and she was the one who rubber stamped it. She also crafted the justification for the deal. She argued that it wasn't bribery because the gift wasn't conditioned on any official act, but we'll see what official or unofficial acts happen over the next few years. If you appreciate the videos I make sure you drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Do you guys like the new profile picture? If you do, say yes. If you like the old one, say no. Let me know if you like the new profile picture. I changed it. It's a little bit more professional, right? Love you all. See you in the next video, and peace out.